I'm not late. You're late. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. I'm eating food. Nom nom nom. Nom nom. Hi. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Bob. Hi, Kays. Kays LC. LC. Limited company. Yeah. Hello, everybody. The cola gods demand you call me stinking. No, the cola gods would never demand such a thing. You're a heresy. Use the cola god's name in fact. Yeah, blessed be for colas. For cola and for gobble. Blessed be for cola goblins. I'm a cola goblin. You came from the Gunpla universe. May I peek into the Warhammer? Yes, you may. We're actually going into the Warhammer Fantasy universe today. Or Warhammer Old World, as it's also known. Yeah. That's what we're doing today. So we're making trolls and goblins, because I got a big old army of 5,000.
All these squares make a circle. All these gobbos make a paunch.
All these gobbos... No! Paunch shucks! Hi, Zosimus! Greetings. It's your favourite sleep-deprived zombie. You're a sleep-deprived zombie. No! Get some sleep. Ah, gobbo. No, paunch shucks. Scorsnick is where it at. Scorsnick. And Tinnet Three Eyes. Yeah, Tinnet Three Eyes is like one of the forest goblins, the spider. My favourite gobbos are the forest goblin gobbos. Actually, generic gobbos and forest goblin. I don't really like that paunch, at least with Old World and stuff. It's like the face of a generic gobbo. It's like, sad. I'm hoping for make another Greenskin DLC, and I'm hoping with it we get Forest Goblin bosses, Forest Goblin Oddgits or Shamans, and Forest Goblin Shaman Lords, maybe. Yeah. As well as Forest Goblin Archers, Forest Goblin Spearmen, and so on. Yeah, I'm just hoping we get Forest Goblin units. That's like the... I think with that you'd get like the Savage Orc, Big Stick. Big Stick. Is there a spell that makes zombies more active? Yeah, Fanhill's Dance Macabre. We're gonna have to do Fanhill's Dance Macabre on you. Yuck. You know, I need to get my gloves on. I don't have my hand cam gloves. I don't have them on. We need to cast them on Zosimus. Yeah. Oh. Actually, I think the models I'll be focusing on today are actually Age of Sigmar models, not Warhammer Fantasy or Old World. But I'm using them in Old World. I've got some bases. I got some square bases for them. Yuck. What are they called? They're not called, Oh, what are they called in Age of Sigmar Trolls? And who's Dance Macabre? Yeah. Or Dance Macabre. I like calling it Dance Macabre. I like adding for bleh to the end. For bleh, 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 I'm Dracula. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I forgot I need to get square bases of these. Troggoths, that's the word. They call them Troggoths in Age of Sigmar, not trolls, because they wanted to make them unique. What we going for? Gloomgits, Spearhead. Oh, I'm knocking things over, but it's fine. We got these guys. Let Clockwork, hi. How have you been, friend? I'm not your friend, mate. I'm not your mate, friend. I've been okay. I'll come back later. Need to finish putting water slide decals. Oh, you got transfer stickers. We're making these guys from this Spearhead kit. We've already made these dudes and those dudes. I'm knocking things over everywhere. It's fine. No one cares. We've not made him yet. But we have made these guys. We made those guys. We've made 3 of these, but I've got 9 of them to make. 3 in each Spearhead and then 3 in a pack of mate pot. Yeah, let me get them out. Yeah, we don't use these big old circular bases because we're making them for Age of Sigmar. Not Age of Sigmar, we're making them for Warhammer for Old World. But yeah, here's some bits. There's some spare bits we didn't use last time. And there's some of the troll parts. Here's the rest of the troll parts. And here's a little odd kit we didn't make. Yeah, in Warhammer Old World, they don't call shamans. Oh wait, we got 2 odd kits. Yeah, there they are. 2 of them. Oh, what did I call them? Let me open my list. Let me open my list. I can find them. The fantasy models go in the fantasy hole. The Age of Sigmar models go in the fantasy hole. The Old World models go in the fantasy hole. Look, everything becomes fantasy. Everything's a fantasy. Oh yeah, I finally managed to get the Old World data list onto my new phone. So, okay, it's part of the Red Loonies tribe, and this dude is called Grumpa, the Night Goblin Big Boss, and this guy will be called Slumper, the Night Goblin Big Boss. It's Slumper and Grumpa, the twins, the twinsies. We've also got in the same army Nobby, the Night Gobbo, as in Night with a K, and you got Snossy, the Night Gobbo Oddgit. So you got Snossy, Nobby, Grumpa, and Slumper. And they're led by Smiley's Teeth Snatcher. Oh, I love them. I love naming goblins and stuff. Oh yeah, they're part of the Red Loonies tribe, which is a Night Goblin tribe, but they're red instead of... They got red robes on instead of dark robes. That's me. And then you've got the boss of the tribe is from not tribe of the Wah Face Basher. Yeah, he's called Face Basher, and he's from tribe Jankfoot, and he's called Odd War Boss Soggin Face Basher, and his banner boy is named Nose Chopper, that Orc Big Boss, and his second in command is called Murdoch, the Orc Big Boss. He also has a Goblin Shaman under his command called Casty. Yeah, because he casts spells, so he's called Casty. You get it? You get it? And they also are helped out by the Vagabond Orcs, who are a bunch of big uns, and they're led by War Shaman Snaggletooth. And his second in command is called Big Boss Derek. Yeah, he's just got an orc called Derek. It's because they're mercenaries from Vagabond tribe. So, some of them took more human-like names because they worked with humans enough. They got Big Orc Boss Derek. I just like it. I just like just having this, like, he's like, who's the orc in charge around here? Well, we got Orc Face Basher. And then over here, one of his most skilled lieutenants, Derek. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you've got the Orc Weird Boy, who is like the protege to Snaggletooth, and he's called Smelldat. Good rhyming names, better than Sloppy and Taloppy. I'm confused. Explode. Don't explode! Yeah, I like having an Orc Weird Boy just called Smelldat. I love him. I love naming orcs and goblins. They're so fun. Meanwhile, trying to name dwarves is much harder, as you have to go with, like, you have to research the dwarven traditions and how dwarves are named in general. And then you have to realise it's based on Tolkien's work, and while Tolkien's dwarves are quite heavily inspired, like most of his books, by the Scandinavian religions and stuff, you know, for Norse mythology, that sort of stuff. The dwarves are also very heavily inspired by Judaism and Hebrew, and they've got like a Hebraic naming culture. And because Warhammer dwarves are very much inspired by the same thing, it's, yeah. They've got the same thing going on. they you have to figure out how they also name stuff. So you sometimes find a mixture of Hebrew inspired and Norse inspired names, and the way that the names like go together. It's interesting. It's interesting research if you want to research it. It does bring a bit into question, why did he have these dwarves inspired so much by Hebrew culture and stuff, and then make them all very greedy? Although actually dwarves themselves aren't super greedy, they were cursed by the rings. By the rings. Kind of. You think that hard? People tend to name their ships in BFG. Try that with Tyranids. Oh, I was gonna go with alphanumeric designations. Oh, yeah, actually that's one of the interesting things is if you ever play Stellaris and you go for a hive mind, and especially if you go for a hive mind that is like Tyranids. Oh, what do they call it in the game? It's the one where you just want to eat everything. Devouring Swarm, that's it. It's a Devouring Swarm, hive mind. The default naming thing for that is basically like... Oh, what's it called? It's actually very, very similar to the machine way of naming things. So... it basically just like something one, cell one, organism, alpha, beta, whatever. It's that type of way that the ships ultimately get named. And most of the creatures get named in a similar way. It's like drone 8125 or 8A1BCD. But yeah, when I was trying to name them, I have to... So, for clans, like for my dwarf army I'm getting, they're from Karak Badran. Karak Badran. I'm here. Hi, Talan. Hello. We're going with how things are named. So, but Karak Badran is like the homeland of... Well, not the homeland. It's... the main place where the dwarves in my list live, which is basically an underground castle town like thing. But within it is multiple clans. You got the ruling clan, which is Clan Nori, and the king, I like his name. He's called Nori Nori-son, son of Nori Nori-son, grandson of High King Nori. And he's a Hold King. He's got the runesmith Lugri Goldhelm. Lugri. Lugrii Goldhelm. His champion is Lund Greenhewer because he hews green things. So he kills goblins. He became very famous at killing orcs and goblins. The other clan is Clan Ashfallen, which is led by the clan lord Wolof Ashfallen. As you can tell, that one's a bit more of a Nordic naming. Hi, Steven Steiner. You should finish, my friend. You should finish. I was gonna go... Oh, what? I should finish what? Oh, and the last clan is Clan Cannonbark. I want to see for results of the miniatures. Oh, okay, I'll do it really quickly. Just give me a moment. Thank. We're making trolls. I'm gonna do it. And there we go. Done. Done. I'm amazing. Is it that great? There we go. Here's some trolls. This one's holding a night goblin. Yeah. These are some trolls I made earlier. Blue Peter style, eh? The title. Look, here's a goblin. Here's a goblin. What is the title? Yeah, this is part of a No, I need to finish the army. We're going to make some trolls for the Greenskin army today. I'm try and get 6 of them done. We've already got 3. These are base and they're magnetized. Oh, magnetized. Oh my gosh. And hi, Friendly Cash. How you doing? And hi, Sir Honey Rose. Long time no see, indeed. You weren't called to 4th in the past, were you? If only she was that fast, she'd have more time for gaming and less time for pile of shame. Oh, look, this guy's holding a... What's he holding? He's holding a goat. He's a goat! He's a goat! He was a goat. Now he's dead. He got split in half. He fell over and got split. Well, I say he fell over. He got thrown out of my hands. Nothing I did. I'm for certain. I'm certain of it. Look, he's an egg. He's an egg. He's a walking egg. He's an egg. He's an egg. He's an egg. He's an egg. Someone call Briar. We got an egg over here. Oh. There we go.
That troll be holding a goat. That really gets my goat.
That really gets my goat. That really grinds my goats. That really goats my goat. Okay, we need to glue this up. Cupcake, hi Mal. Yeah, I want to finish my Greenskin army. I think once I do, I'm going to like post it. It's all going to be, what's it called for? It's all going to be grey. Thanks for the head pats. Gonna share Cuptle. I don't know if or when I'll paint for Greenskins. We've got too many models. Between Combat Patrol magazine coming in every month and all the models and the backlist to be made. And I want to get my Tyranids and Black Templars painted before anything else. I don't know if I'll paint these guys anytime soon. I would just want to get them built so I can throw them into the attic in a display cabinet. Yeah, so I'll put these guys over here for now, because I do need the basis as a reference.
The doctor is in.
The doctor's in. Hi, Nick for Salamander. Hi, Skaven. Oh my gosh, everyone's coming in today. Gently fling him. And then he's... Guess I'll die. Yeah, I mean, look. He might be a big old troll. These guys might be trolls, but look, they're like the size of my finger. I'm a giant. I'm like a titan to them. Oh, okay, let me get some stuff. Okay, are the bases in here? Okay, no, they're the small bases. We got some other dudes I need to build, like this goblin who has a cauldron. That one is the goblin for this army, the goblin mage, and they have troll magic and fungus wine. Oh, no, that's not correct. Oh no. Oh, that's the main goblin for this army. Loon boss. Finger comment? It's too early.
When you realise that Skaven eat rats,
How is everyone?
this means that Skaven are
When you
cannibals.
realise the Skaven eats that means Skaven are... Oh! So I don't have my headphones on, so I can't hear Cuptle speak. Where's the basis? I lost the basis. Okay, there's other places there might be. I'm like a titan, so if we ever hear you trip over, it's now legally allowed to have Cuptle say stand by for Titanfall. Oh goodness. Wait, are those the correct size bases? Nope. I don't need to keep one of them out though. Nope, that's the wrong base. I swear I had. Where'd it go? Where is it, guys? Where did you put it? It's a rat eat rat world. It is. It is. Actually, I mean, I guess it is a last resort for many Skaven, but that last resort comes very early. Yeah, and it's an orc world too, kind of. Truly a rat race over there. Okay, where did I... If I were a box of bases, where would I be? Huh. If I were a box of bases, I'd live my life to free. If I were a box of bases, no one would be getting me.
It's right there, where my finger is pointing.
Oh, not in there. I swear I saw them the other day. I saw them like yesterday. Yeah, Conjuror right there. What? Then the basement is over there. Master Splinter would not approve of a Skaven, and he would not. Maybe the Eshin a little bit. Where would the box of bases be? In the basement. Oh goodness, maybe. Let me just go down. Let me go down into the base. Down we go! Banana. I once was a banana man. I love bananas. Love banana friends. Until they ate his eyes. And he went, no, a banana friend. Okay, it's in this spot. There's only round bases in this spot. I found a round basis. There's too easy. Stop it, Cupcake. What am I doing? That's bad. What am I doing? I'm trying to stay on speed. How did I lose my bases? Right, okay, they kept falling out of the cupboard. So I did move them. I thought I put them in that box. Okay, unless they fell behind the cupboard. Maybe it's in your stinky, dirty laundry. I don't have any stinky, dirty laundry. Random. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-dum. Okay, it's not falling behind my computer monitors.
Maybe it's under your stinky, dirty laundry.
Oh, I got an idea. Maybe it's in these drawers. I did move some stuff into some drawers at one point.
The rumors of anything getting done today are completely baseless. Silence, I kill you.
A hand grenade. Got some random arcs. No. No. Okay, for 9 for drawers. Oh, I got some more blue though. Nice. Don't eat it. Okay. Okay, if we weren't in the drawers. Right, I have a magnifying glass. Okay, what about in this cupboard? I sometimes put things in this cupboard that annoy me. No. I have a bowl. Where would I put them? Guys, where did you put my bases? The rumours of anything getting done today are completely baseless. Oh no. Just imagine. Half dead. Okay, maybe it's in this box. Nope. New bone boy function. On my bone boy unit. Oh no. Why do you eat them? I found the small basis. I found the extremely large basis. I'm an idiot for exactly where I looked like 6 times. I just didn't see. I'm blind. They were in the box I was already looking in. It was the first box I looked in. They're right there. Train accessories. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a silly goober. I'm a silly goober, yeah. You're a silly goober, no. I'm the only silly goober everywhere we see. There's a goober in your heart. Of course, love Jeff Dunham. Not Jeff Dunham! The evil. Is that Jeff Dunham, the guy of the puppets? Conjuror got every stage of dementia. Don't say that. My grandmother actually has dementia. Okay. That means I can actually throw this box away. Mine doesn't. Oh, I'm a fool. Yeah. So I'm just like breaking apart.
Congrats, Commander Capcom. Your master plan to get more activity in chat is successful. Now you can drop the act.
Drop what act? Okay, just throw that into there. We got all the activity. Now we just need to put together the trolls. It's all ogre. It's not ogre until it's ogre. Yeah.
Even with those glasses, she can't find something right in front of her. Truly the Cupcat moment of all time.
Punch! Oh, I'm gonna punch you. Don't make me throw a rock at you. Look, he's got a big old rock. But is it any old rock? No, it's a dwarven head. Oh, see? Eye, nose, mouth. Dwarven head. That's a big boy dwarven head, isn't it? You're just addicted, Skaven Dan. Do you play tabletop then, or is this for display? I don't really play tabletop anymore because I have no one to play with. Bonk. I play by myself sometimes. And imagine how I would play them. But otherwise, yeah, it's just for fun. I'm just building them for fun. Too tall to be a dwarf and anything. No, it's a big old dwarven statue. They like to build big statues so they can feel tall. I don't even Danuki. Yeet. Yeeting at my head. Hi, certain mysterious virtuoso. Hello. New page of a book. Let's go. I need to dip my brain in holy water, lol. Why do you need to dip your brain in holy water? The water's too holy. Get it out of there. Get some water that doesn't have holes in it. Wait, how do you even get holes in water? Okay, we're gonna go mostly for not hand cams, for hand weapons. Because my trolls use hand weapons and vomit. It broke. But she keeps saying things that sound dirty. I said nothing that sounds dirty. I'm not a Nurgle worshipper. I don't do dirty stuff. Okay. Ah, look, I got little booties. Little booties. Oh my goodness, I do have little booties. We got loincloths. How do you, like, cover your behind too? I mean, your trolls, you don't exactly have anything. Actually, do trolls have anything to cover? I know orcs and goblins don't. Skaven Dam is permanently in the sewers. Who would have figured? Cupworm. I'm a worm! Okay, so this is piece number 1. If I remember correctly, these guys are kind of complicated. And I don't know where my instructions are for them, so we're just winging it. We're winging it, we're swinging it, we're breaking it down. Little booty, little booty. The same reason that video gets recommended to me after this one is your life as a king cobra. Your life as a king cobra. For some reason, the video that gets recommended to me after this one is your life as a king cobra. Maybe you'd enjoy life as a king cobra. I mean, you're being a rat. Maybe it's time to be a king cobra. Okay, where's the leggy legs? The leggy legs. The leggy leg. Okay, that's piece 1. We need the belly. The belly. That's piece 2. Oh. Look, is that a belly or is it an egg? It looks more like an egg. Why you read my comments the wrongest? Because it's got blue next to it, and blue makes me dyslexic. Look, it's got a little screaming skull right there. Do you have a little screaming skull next to you? Oh, you do. Oh. And these two pieces glued together like...
If I remember, these guys are kind of complicated. A wild instruction manual to app. And I don't know where the booklet is. Never mind.
No, I don't use instruction manuals. I don't need them. Hi, Chris Tooley, sorry. Seen the new horror? Yes, I have. We showed it on stream a while back. It was really fun. Oh, I never told you the names of Clan Cannonbark. Clan Cannonbark. You need to know. You need to know quickly. Okay, Clan Cannonbark is run by Thane, Godred, Stone Cannon, and they've got the engineer, Gundrill Wrenchbroken. Yeah. I decided to go for more job apt names. Status quo must be maintained at all costs. How do you make models while your pants are on fire? I'm not a liar. My pants would never be on fire. No. I sometimes say amazing jests. Don't snap on me, you stupid model. As a puncher. So stick together, will you? Oh! Oh! Look, it's a big old mouth. Oh, it's like a pelican. Do you know when pelicans want to eat everything? It reminds me of that. I'm gonna eat you. I am a goofy goober, yeah. You are a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy goober. Goofy goober. Okay, so we got 3 and 5. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 3 goes with 4, and 4 goes with 3. Look, modern kits all have unnumbered, and usually these numbers correlate with what part goes with what other part. So it makes it very easy to do without a kit instruction manual. I still want to convert them to some extent, but sometimes the models can be a bit hard to convert.
She lies as easily as she breathes. Such is the power of Cupcake Conjuror.
Contrary! I'm not a contrarian! Need a huge mouth to cry out. That's the other way. Ah! It involves a lot of paint and getting cancelled. Why would I get cancelled for converting it to Black Templar? Actually, I guess you can get cancelled for being a Black Templar without doing disclaimers every so often to say that, yeah, I don't really like some of those Templar fanboys that are a bit crazy. Oh, there you go. There you go. Reload page. Reload page. Oh wait, did it drop? For everyone. It didn't look like it dropped on my side. Oh. How do you get it cancelled in 40k? Everything's trying to kill regardless. No, it's cancelled in real life. Maybe. That's what I'm assuming. Although you can be cancelled in 40k because you've not worshipped the God Emperor well enough. And they decide to cancel you by cancelling your subscription to life. You know, that's how you get cancelled in 40k. You're just living your life and then your allies just decide to cancel your subscription to life. There we go. Oh, yeah, we got a set of legs. We got a nice set of legs. Look at these. I like how big trolls are, but their legs are incredibly short. Like, look how big this dude is, but look how short his little legs are. Declared excommunicators trait for this. Yeah. Or sometimes it's like, oh, you're not paid your tithe well enough. But I have been paying when I didn't see it. Pay again. Like, okay. Did it come through? Maybe. But I didn't see it. Pay again. But actually, it is what happened because some administrator accidentally renamed a planet. Named a planet wrong, sorry. Like, he got the names of two planets switched up. So for some reason, this like one planet that had no life on it and no breathable atmosphere and was filled with acid, was paying its taxes on time and its tithe. But the planet that, you know, actually had a full civilization on it wasn't paying it. So they had to send for Inquisition. Well, not for Inquisition. They had to pay for tax collectors. And by tax collectors, I mean exterminators. Nah, IRS is summoned by Gamba. Attention, citizen. Attention, citizen. Multiple third-party individuals have reported one or more of your recent actions as being inappropriate. If only it was multiple. It's just one important person who accidentally reported your action. Meanwhile, the entire population constantly reporting their leader as being possessed by chaos is ignored. Reminder that Conjurer gambaed quite a lot on Bryce. I didn't gamba quite a lot. I just maintained my position as top of their leaderboard. I needed more yolks than everyone else. I need them, okay? I need them. Okay, I want piece 48. 48A. 48A. What piece goes with 48A? 48A. Is it 41? It might be. I don't know. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. Do 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 do. Ah, no, no, yeah. That I was chewing at the spoon. I sometimes chew at the spoon. Just making 10 million bets at once, and she won't let us do the same. No, I was making 500,000
yoked in Briar's chat.
No, I was putting down a bet of 500,000 at a time, and then up to 1 million when I lost one of the 100,000 ones. Look, Briar has a 50% win rate. 50% win rate. Yolks are meaningless in Briar's chat, other than as prestige. Over here, though, your yolks are important. You're not your yolks, your sprinkles are important. You get less. Things cost more. She was so mean, so rude. And also, the gamba is not as often. You don't win as often. She hates Briar. No! Where did you get that from? I'm gonna tell Briar that you lied about things. Oh look, there's a fossil in this hammer. Raymond, which army do you main anyway? Maybe Eldar? 30,000 points of Black Templar. Seriously. We're building 30,000 points of Black Templar. Bye, man. She said you suck for effort and your mother was a dingleberry. But even if a mother was a dingleberry, I wouldn't think that was a bad thing. One, 52, 53, and 54. I do have a small Eldar army. We made Corsair Raiders who hunt Tyranids. They're basically monster hunters. We still need to finish the army, but we're waiting for combat patrols for them. How does this fit here? I'm thinking it fits like this maybe. Oh, it does fit like that. Okay. Yeah, that fits like this. Yay! There we go. Genius. Piece 41, 45, 40, 42, there's no 46, 40. Oh, there's 48B there. That's nice. That's 46. That's 47. It definitely doesn't go with 47 then. Calendar update. Oh, I got exercise done today, guys. You gotta be so proud. I woke up early, partly because my mother couldn't find a phone and she was shouting around the house where was a phone. And so I got my breakfast. I was really ill last night, so I wasn't even sure I'd be well enough today to do stuff. But I was, so it's great. But yeah, I got some stretches done, I got some exercise done, and not as quickly and as early as I'd like to, but 20 minutes of a spin bike, which was not, well, roughly. It was nice. Ishk. Okay, let's go for this one. Let's go for the big club here. I'm assuming these two pieces go together. Because I'm a genius. Okay, there you go. Your father smells of elderberries, and your mother was a hamster. Your mother was a spaghetti monster, filled with cheese and beer. She sold me a hamster. There you go. There you go. Oh. I'm guessing this is just like pieces of wood put together. I do think it's quartz. I'm going to paint it as quartz. I think. When I get around to painting it. I feel like I need to become bigger as a Warhammer creator. And like get connections to, you know, some of the really prolific Warhammer people. And get one of them to paint some of my armies for me. Because I know that there's some Warhammer creators out there who are just always speed painting, and then other creators end up, you know, bringing them on to help with projects. It's like, yeah, that's what I need in my life. Oh, that's a cool looking hand. I want that hand. Things were accomplished. Yay, things were accomplished. Look, just because I spent half a stream so far, a half an hour looking for bases, doesn't mean that we're not accomplishing anything this stream. Tempest. Who's Tempest? What's Tempest? Warhammer VTuber, female half-elder custody. Oh. Oh, look at this. I still need to hire someone to make the goblin thing for me, but my money's being spent elsewhere at the moment. There you go. Oh, yeah! Dual wielding. I hope these two sides go together. If not, maybe we can green stuff them together. Yeah. And then how does this connect? Hello,
the things
Alexander.
that were accomplished was you getting your exercises and breakfast in. This isn't getting done. We aren't delusional in chat.
Oh, you're saying this... Oh, other things are... Look. This is getting done. Look, we've already almost built it. Okay, how does this connect? It connects like this. Connects like your mum to peanut butter. Peanut butter jelly dum, peanut butter jelly dum. Look, people say Gen Z is crazy, right? Yet, the millennials got addicted to banana phone, peanut butter jelly time, and all sorts of other things. So, you're all crazy. Okay, do these two connect together? It feels like it should do based on the back, but on the front. Yeah, I don't think these two connect together. Okay, boot the left side of one troll, the right side of another troll, but not the left and right side of a single troll. Wants to watch Cupcake Conjuror stream, looks inside. Cupcat. I'm not a cat! Been a while. It has been. Welcome back, Alexander. We're currently making trolls. It could be going better. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. We could try 53. Or 54. No, 54 looks like the same sort of hand. Okay, let's try. Maybe if we try putting it like this. Actually, maybe it would fit better if we try to fit them together differently. So, like, can you fit to here? Can you fit to here? So that can fit like this. Now I wonder whether be able to fit under there. Hmm. Oh, I'm such a silly. Okay, so these pieces definitely don't go with it. I can throw them to one side. These pieces might go with it. We're looking at piece 48 and 49 though. Piece 50 is this piece. I think that's 51, that's 52, but that's the same hand, so it can't be for 50s. Unless maybe we go 53, like... The two pieces might equate to one another, so... Maybe. Oh no, but then 54 is the same hand again. So it'd have to go with piece 35, maybe? $35, 38, 39, 37.
You seem to be struggling here. I wonder what the instructions manual says. Oh wait, never mind.
No, instructions manual wouldn't give us anything useful. Don't worry about it. It maybe is meant to go with 33 and 32. Which I hope not, because I don't want that piece. But just in case. Darn it, it does. Perfect. Okay, I could always switch what's in this hand, because I don't need it to be holding onto that thing. Because I don't want two trolls that are just holding onto gobos. That'd be boring. $32, $34. Like, yeah, the 34 hand is holding a goblin. So I could find a different hand and cut it off and then put it onto this model. Dropping pieces. The manual is the friends he made along the way. Is the instructions manual in the room with us? Like, yeah, probably actually. I think it's just up there. I think it's just up there. In heaven. No, there's the thing I keep going to. It's just a little thing above the desk where I say a big old cupboard there where I keep lots of the Warhammer stuff. Mostly old world fantasy things. Yeah, so I want each of the trolls to feel unique from one another. So giving them the exact same poses and stuff like that is going to be not very fun. Yeah, do these two pieces go together then? The answer is yes, definitely. So yeah, that is the same arm that this guy has though. And it only has one possible hand. We're gonna have to figure out. Let's go to old models. And find a hand that could work. Like, this is an old spoof of pieces we didn't use. You know what? I could use this hand here. Cut it off around here, make it look like a big old hammer. Which obviously it is, but make it look like a smaller hammer. Right, you need to use some green stuff to get it stuck on, but other than that, should be fine. And then we just trim here a bit. Yeah, that should be good. Sometimes a good kit bash and conversion can be very, very simple. But just a simple change can give a model a whole new look. Well, maybe not even a whole new look, but, you know, make it more unique. I really like those types of ones where you don't need green stuff or much of it. You don't need a lot of kitting to get out. Instead, will this hand actually fit on here without any green stuff? Honestly, looks like it might. Would be a bit of an odd angle though, so might be best to trim this wrist part down. There we go. Oh gosh, there we go. I dropped stuff on the floor. I needed to pick it up. So I was leaning to the side and then my desk got in the way. Oh, it fell off. Okay, look, so that's just another club, a much bigger club. But then we can take this hand and be like, yeah, that's actually good. But let's decide on that after we've glued it all together. So these two pieces go together like this. And then we can put that onto there, like that. This is a part I don't like of the bodies, where it's got this such a weird design and shape to glue the top torso to the...
Dropped stuff on the floor. Knocked stuff on the floor. Typical cupcake behavior.
No, I dropped. I didn't knock. I dropped. That's just me being clumsy. Are you broken too? You broke into my heart. You broke into and broke it apart, so I broke him in two as well. Cut his body in half. There you go. Yeah. Okay, now would that look okay? Or did it look derpy and weird? Might look derpy and weird. Yeah, it does look a bit weird with the wrist going like that rather than straight up. Yeah, let's cut off the arm here. and try to attach it there. Will that work? Probably. It seems right to me. Don't even need green stuff. Nice. He's torn to pieces, he's broken down, he's smashed around. He was scared of boys, he said see you later boy. So he fell down some stairs. He broke his spine and broke his skull, and he was never the same again. He didn't die, he wouldn't die. Oh gosh, that's a dark song. This troll is Usain Bolt posing with his hammers. You cannot tell me otherwise. Usain Bolt posed with hammers. Why did Usain Bolt pose with hammers? Was it after, do you know, that guy that, like, competed with a machine to cut through a mountain? Oh, he used his pickaxes, didn't he? Not hammers. Or did he use a hammer? I can't remember. They made a film about him. Oh, okay, no, that is a bit of a bad joint there. You know, after it's all dried, we can use some green stuff to fill in the joints. Maybe some liquid. Ah, maybe liquid. There's a big job for liquid green stuff. Liquid nails! There's no dangers in putting loads and loads of glue on to really melt up the plastic. So the joint will fuse a lot better. He fell down some stairs. He lost his purse. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, stop falling over everything. He fell down some stairs. He lost his purse, all the last and shoes. No one liked him. Okay, actually, the glue is doing a good job of melting this together and fusing it. Getting rid of a joint. Nice. Nice! Ah, stop it, you stupid hammer. You hammer hand. You're meant to be stuck there. You're meant to be stuck forever. In life. In pain. Forever and ever. The only... Why am I just singing constantly today? I don't know. Maybe I'm in a good... Am I in a good mood? Or am I in a bad mood? Do I sing when I'm in a bad mood? Do I sing when I'm in a good mood? Do I sing ever? Have I ever sung before? You call that singing? That's not singing. That's brewing in my ears. Hammer is heavy. Who'd have funked it? The guy underneath the hammer got funked by it. He didn't do much funking after that, though. I mean, it's a hollow piece of plastic. It's really not that heavy. But technically, it's two hollow pieces of... Well, two pieces of plastic that form one relatively hollow piece of plastic. Like, I'm gonna just leave it there now. Just rest yourself. Rest your weary hammer. There once was a sausage named Caleb. And Caleb the sausage wanted food. So he went to the sausage market and bought some bacon and ate himself some ham. Yay! There once was a sausage named Caleb. He ate a ham sandwich. And when everyone told him it's pork, he didn't mind. Until he realized he was made from it too. Oh! Okay, now as far as I can recall, the heads didn't matter so much which head went with which body. Yeah, it doesn't seem it matters. 57, 58, 56, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. That's weird, but we'll go for 57, 58. I'm looking at neck, sorry. See, neck. But those two pieces go together, those two pieces go together, those two pieces go together. A sausage bought a bacon and ate ham. Look, I try not to poke holes, but the continuity errors are insane. Look, what is bacon if not just cooked ham? Bacon is just fried ham, dude. Conjurer's singing is contagious. Oh no. Soon there's gonna be a pandemic of people singing. Like all the Nurgles. I'm not Nurgling! I don't do Nurgle stuff. I only do cupcake stuff. I want a cupcake sandwich. What's in a sandwich with cupcakes? Wheeler is a favorite villain of the Kyber show. Banana na na na. The Kyber show. Banana na. A show about Kyber and how he's really a great guy after all. This isn't propaganda. We're a company, not a government yet. Oh, I was watching just random Warhammer cinematic stuff, including fan-made cinematics for Total War. And there was one for Balthasar Gout, and one part of his speech is, I am not an orator, or so they tell me. I was just like, that's such a Gout thing to do. It's
Screw
like,
the rules, I have money.
Screw the rules, I have money! But yeah, it's that entire false humility thing. It's like, I am not a grand orator, or so they tell me. It's like, yes, Gout, give all the speeches, Gout. Welcome to Astaria, gentlemen. May you die so I don't. Oh, Balthasar Gout is just the Kyber of a fantasy world. Gout is a grand wizard. He's a supreme patriarch. I love, have you seen Gout's interactions in the lore with, what's her name? Elisif. It's actually kind of funny. Like, Ray realizes that this is Death Wizard, who's basically way older than him, way more experienced than him, way more powerful than him in magic and possibly technology. And then she tries spying on him, and she's just like, yeah, I'm fully aware of his spies. It's like, she's just... How come this doesn't want to fit now? It fit perfectly before. Do you ever hate that? You're just trying testing how a piece fits, and then when you finally get it to fit, you go to glue, sorry, you can't get it to fit again. It's like, what? What? There's a bit of a gap there. Maybe I need to get some liquid green stuff on that too. Actually, well, this isn't looking too bad now. Okay, no, never mind. There's a big old joint there. I'll get some extra glue on it. That should help a little. Whatever. Actually, while we're here, let's get some extra glue there, because I swear I got it to fit much neater before. Ah. Oh, it can have a little bird nest on its head. Look, there's a little bird on its head. It's like, ah! Ah! Okay, but anyway. Piece 79. Piece 80. Where's this big old nose? He's gotta get a big old nose. 81. Yeah, they got big old noses, do these troggoths. Are they called troggoths? I think they're called troggoths. Called something like that. Although trolls in Old World. Trolls! I love me some Warhammer Old World. I'm gonna get a cafe army. I don't know if I'm even gonna build any of it. I just want it, you know? Well, one thing I actually don't really like about the board game is characters. Like, named characters in the game. Like, it feels a bit more limiting in your own creative influences on it. But also, it's just like... why is this Primarch involved in this tiny skirmish? What's the chapter master doing here? On this planet? It always just feels weird having them around, you know? So I don't often get character models, but I think I might get the Meow Ying model when it comes out. Because it looks cool. Looks very cool. Definitely don't think I'm going to try building a 5,000 points army of Cafe though. Because that's what this Goblin army is, it's 5,000 points. And I decided just so they've got rivals to face against, I'll build 5,000 points of Dwarves too. Thankfully, Network put out a vid on the weekend about Winds of Magic. I didn't know it had a progression system before. Chaos magic to dark magic to a spectrum of magics, and then you can weave them back together into high magic. Is that the case? I've not really seen much about that before. Oh, that's a boring head. I thought it was going to be a screamy head. I want one that's shouting. Hi, Cupcake Con. I've been enjoying playing as an Inquisitor the past few days. Ooh, what are you playing? Rogue Trader? Or have you been playing that Demon Hunters game or something? Are we sure it's Chaos Magic? I swear High Magic came before. At least a timeline of magic. I swear it was High Magic came out, which was split into the spectrums of magic. Then Chaos Magic came out. And Chaos Magic was like the mixing of High Magic and Dark Magic.
Blood for the Blood God. Blood for the Blood God. Blood for the Blood God.
Blood! No, cupcakes of a Cupcake God. abundant sprinkles of a cupcake god. Yeah, that's better. $67, $68, $67, $68. Where's $68? I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. All I know, you're awfully old. Okay, this might be a good one. I don't know what I've been told. All I know is you're awfully old. Yeah, like I thought dark magic was like the chaos version of high magic. Or chaosified high magic. One or the other. Yeah, I don't know, the law's changed a lot, because the law used to be that for in addition to the gods of chaos, there were the gods of law. And like LAW. And that there was, you know, magic connected to them. Well, the way he said it comes into the world as chaos magic and permeates the world as dark, and depending where it settles, starts.
Sorry, Cupcake Cuttle has fallen to corn.
No, Cuptle would never fall. Look, does Cuptle look red to you? The answer's no. It's orange. That means he fell to the orange buggers. To the orange buggers. Honestly, this head looks a bit like an orc head. Until you get the big old nose, in which case it starts looking more like a goblin, but then you realise it's big, so it must be a troll. This glues onto... Ugh, look at that tongue just sticking out. And it goes... Ugh. Like that. That's better. Now that's the head I wanted. You go. Rah! Yeah. I might be correct. I'm not sure how true that is. Like, where does vampire magic come onto this? Does that count as dark magic? I'm also pretty sure, isn't chaos magic directly related to the gods of chaos? But that's not necessarily where everything goes. Ah. No, I really glued in the wrong head with this thing, or the wrong neck. Facing, I should have got it facing forward. I guess it gives it a more of a fun pose. Let's give him a necklace. He did say he was getting this from the role-playing rules because it was the most detailed breakdowns of the different wins. Okay, so that's not necessarily accurate then, especially to modern law. If we want modern law, the best way to look at it would actually be to look at the current rules. Like the old world rules. Not the Total War game, because that one is, you know, its own kettle of fish. not exactly law accurate to the current law. Well, there might be a Warhammer community post on the laws of magic. Do you want to check? Do you want to go to the website and find out? We can. I mean, it might be very correct what he's saying. I just didn't realise that was the case then. Not a big fan of it if that's the case. But let's look. Oh, I've got notifications. Any of this important? No. Okay. This is the second time. I've not opened up the website at all today. But look, new beastman. While we're here. Oh, balance update for Warhammer Underworld. Oh, wait, is that a Treeman model? Treeman! But yeah, look, Old World out. Yeah, well, this is what we want to find: an Old World almanac on the Winds of Magic. Old World almanac, narrative scenario, High Elf Realm miniatures. Oh, this might be one of the new units we're getting in the next DLC for Total War 3. Yeah. Oh, love it. No, I was hoping that I could just like type search Old World. Winds of Magic, Winds of Magic. Sad. No. What about Winds? Oh yeah, Winds does it. Well, Chaos Magic is straight up Chaos Energy from its source. Dark is the result of what happens if this energy exists in the material world. It's just kind of existing. Oh, magic. Armies of Sigma, faction focused, disciples of Saint. Nah, Old World. How magic brings a spark to the battlefield? Maybe. Age of Sigma, Cuss City. What would the Warhammer be without magic? Without the ever-present risk of having your proud regiment of silver homes toasted by a well-directed fireball, or your black orcs grappled by dwellers below? Four Faiths is perhaps the biggest break with previous installment of the Warhammer Fantasy Battles, not least because there's now no set magic phase, but it doesn't mean that Arcane Artists is set back. Old World is set at a time before the colleges of magic were established. Oh yeah, so you got the Wild Wizards. Imperial Wizards were still very much around and tapping into the 8 winds, but the study of magic had yet to be formalised in human lands. That's not to say there aren't laws, but at 8 in the core rulebook alone, each representing a particular approach to the study of magic. Oh yeah, this is it! In Old World, the magic system's very different, so you don't have the 8 winds separately. Instead, you got battle magic, dark magic, demonology, elementalism, high magic, illusion, necromancy, and war magic. Even the Old World has lost the psychic phase, such sadness. It's pretty fun, actually. Tiny snake fulcrum needs... I've seen tiny snake fulcrum, it's adorable. They even made a model. Look at the magic. Each law has 7 spells, with 1 being a signature spell that's always available to adherents. Every magic user has a level running from 1 to 4. The higher the level, the more puissant the wizard. And the more spells that they can know. Yeah, the magic is still very, very similar to the old way of doing magic. You know, Warhammer Fantasy. It's just you don't have a set phase for it. Instead, it happens in the other phases. But yeah, you still choose your spells mostly randomly besides this. So 6 types of spells. Enchantment and Hex, Conveyance, Magic Missile and Vortex, and a Stimulant. These are cast in appropriate phase, so can end up enchanted or hexed from the outset of your turn, magically moved when it's time to change, and blasted with arcane power when it's shooting phase. Doesn't really tell you much about the magic though. You can dispel. Damsels causing distress. If your player finds themselves unable to attempt a wizardly spell. The Tau taught for Dreadnought is older than their civilization. Orcs are older than all the factions except Necrons and Eldar. Yeah. Technically, the orcs aren't older because the orcs descend from a different species. They're very much a different set of creatures, so orcs aren't older. Orcs came about much later. Necrons kind of predate Eldar. So, you know... Batonian Handmaiden. I think the main thing about magic is less about where it lands, and more about who's using it. Like, when you tap into the winds of magic, it's how you utilize the magic and handle the winds that changes how it's used. The thing about, you think you have the things like the more feral types of magic or dark magic and stuff like that. And war magic's relatively feral, but that uses the power of orcs and stuff and Gork and Mork. So... I definitely do have things about, like, this place is brimming with dark magic. Or undead and so on. So like if you got lots of dead in an area, it ends up with lots of like necromantic magic just roaming around naturally. If you're near like the chaos rifts, you end up with lots more chaos magic. So I don't know. No, it mostly just tells you about how it's been changed. Round table law, design, painting for vest. No, it's just literally magic. We don't have a rulebook online, so I can't just look through like the laws online. Keep in mind orcs are default from quarks and Necrons are Necron tier. Only tries them for infinites and Orcan for Definer or former Necro tier. And the closest to a quark is, by today's standards, is Gaskell. I think orcs have, personally, how I interpret the law is that orcs have, rather than devolved from the quarks, I think they've evolved separately. Entire Necron race. Isn't like the Silent King Necron tier, like, wasn't he around back then? Ah. Fire magic is more powerful in deserts and near volcanoes. Is that just because it's hotter there? I definitely have to look up later to see if how it currently is meant to be in the old world. But let's get more legs and stuff made, shall we? Okay, we're gonna put these 2 spoons to one side because I need this spoon. Yeah, another book. Okay, let's put number 7, which goes with belly number 8. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing, is I don't think orcs become crocs. I don't think crocs, personally, were that I personally rather believe that the crocs weren't that powerful. They're on an individual level. I say not that powerful. Not as powerful as people make them out to be. And I think instead, orcs have a lot more, like, psychic... Orcs have a lot more potential. An individual orc might be a lot weaker than an individual croc. But I think an orc that has managed to grow to the same size as a croc is going to be stronger because of the entire power of belief that orcs have generated. Well, if you go back to how the crocs behaved, they didn't behave anywhere near the same way, so I don't think they had all of their war power and all of their power of belief and stuff like that. So I think Gaskell has the... And it's like, if you look at the Primarchs and stuff like that, they were bristling with, like, primal energy and stuff. So I think primal, that's the word, very primal magic. But no, they I think that modern orcs might have a potential to become much stronger than the predecessors. I don't think Gaskell is becoming a croc. I think he's becoming something else. Something like for beasts and for Primarchs and stuff like that. I think they're very different. Because otherwise, what you're saying is that the Necrons managed to successfully fight against a race where most of the members were capable of going toe-to-toe with the Emperor. And this race existed in the thousands, had technology better than, well, on par with the Necrons easily. And consider everything we've seen from the Necrons does not suggest that they had the power to be able to fight that race themselves. They'll just get torn to pieces. The only way they'll be able to fight that at all is using super weapons that risk destroying the entire galaxy. So it's like, nah, I'm not buying that. Hello, Night Parade! For me, the first thing in my mind when I saw Tyranids and how they adapt is what happens if the swarms of Xenomorphs, some aliens, got the adaptability of a terraformer and you get Tyranids. Yeah, isn't that basic what the Tyranids were meant to be? Okay, 9. Where's the other leg? 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't like the entire ideas of that. And then you've got the thing of like doing orcs have fought Necrons, and you see the Necron perspective. And you're like, oh my goodness, these orcs are very different from what they used to be, and somehow we're being beaten by them. Like, you got this tomb mode that's kicking into action, and the orcs are just overwhelming it. And the people are surprised. The Tomb Kings themselves are like, oh my goodness, these creatures are devolved from what they used to be, but are somehow struggling against them, and they act surprised about them and like the ferocity and everything like that. And how they seem to be, you know, how everything about them works. They seem surprised as much as the like Imperials fighting them. Which suggests to me that orcs didn't have anywhere near all of their cool stuff they have today back then. Either that or it's less surprise that the Tomb Kings have and Tomb Kings that the Necrons have, and it's more just, you know, horror that the Necrons, not Tomb Kings, the Necrons themselves managed to fall so far. So maybe that's it. But still, when you have the Tomb Kings having to rely on Catan shards to help fight against orcs, I don't believe that they would be able to fight. So I think when you look at the Eldar were around at roughly the same time as the orcs. As the Crocs, sorry. And the Eldar were meant to be an empire on par easily with them. And then when you realise that the Eldar didn't have half the technology that they have now back then. Like, they didn't have Wraith Lords. Wraith Lords are a lot newer. They didn't exist, I think, back in the old war. Like, before the fall. So it's like, I can imagine getting a Kriegsman and the only thing I can paint them is basically the black Egwant, some schoolgirls. I would name them for Astra Egwatorum. Oh goodness. It needs to be stated how little the Necrons have at this point, such as the degradation of millions of years they have suffered. That is kind of true, but at the same time, it's like they're waking up with... I mean, in some of these places, they're waking up with massive armies and stuff. And they're not facing... And the orcs they're facing today are not organised, mostly not organised. Like, they're not fighting full-on war, some Gaskell or anything like that. They're fighting against a small tribe of orcs and being overwhelmed by... As for on Orcish standards, it's a relatively small tribe of orcs that are on a planet, and they're being overwhelmed by them. That's what's happening. It's like, have the Necrons fallen so far that they went from being able to fight legions of apparently God, Emperor, and Primarch-powered orcs that had advanced technology while fighting gods and the Eldar at their kind of their prime, to a dynasty not even be able to fight against a small tribe of orcs. It's... Oh, no, it's hard to believe. Like, they've still got the same technologies. We think the Eldar's a dying race, the Necrons are a thriving race too, but they got the same technologies they used to have. They've still got legions of soldiers that they usually wake up with. And when the technology is struggling to get through Architect sometimes, and is falling to Architect, it's... I think for Eldar themselves, it's like, yeah, for Eldar are a dying race, but they have more technology than they had back then. They've got all the same warrior spirit they had back then, or very similar amounts of warrior spirit. And for Eldar themselves, haven't physically oh, why am I good in that? I don't even have the leg ready. And for Eldar themselves, haven't physically devolved. An Eldar warrior today is probably going to be just as lethal as an Eldar warrior back during the War in Heaven. So... And there's an expectation that the Eldar were on par with the Crocs. I think there's a lot that the Eldar launched a campaign of extermination against them afterwards. Yeah, and that's the thing, is they managed to lead a war of extermination against the Crocs and run. Yet can you see the Eldar today running a campaign of extermination against orcs and winning? Could you see the Eldar at the peak doing it? I mean, maybe the Eldar at their peak, when they had billions of Eldar just to throw away into a pointless war, but it'll be hard. It'll be very hard for them. Yet somehow we got to believe that the Eldar successfully fought a campaign against the Quarks after having fought against the Necrons. Now, there is one point to make about this, though, is that back then the Eldar gods did exist. And that they fought against Catan and stuff. Like, you had the likes of Isha and Cain and stuff, and they were walking around. So, yeah, they did have them on the side, but still, they didn't just rely solely upon the gods to fight. They had their own power and capabilities. And if, I don't know, I just struggle to believe it. I much more prefer the idea that orcs themselves have evolved beyond the Quarks and are capable of becoming more powerful than the Quarks ever were. I think that's way cooler of an idea. Now, of course, the Eldar can't exterminate the orcs now, but that's what happens when you lose 90% of your species. Yeah, but the orcs have devolved into nothingness. The Eldar have fallen, and the orcs are said to have fallen to the same amount. So you'd think that if the Eldar back then could beat the Quarks, then the Eldar now should be able to beat the orcs. And oh no, hi Sir Edwin. I wonder if the Eldar were the old ones, Space Navy, and the Quarks were the ground troops. It would be easy to bombard the Quarks in space after the war. If that's the case, maybe. But I have had things of basically, as far as I'm aware, what people have said is that the Quarks didn't have their gods back then. Gork and Mork weren't around. That if they came after with the orcs, which once again makes me think that an orc today has way more potential than a Quark back then. Because the orc today is going to be empowered by psychic energy and Gork and Mork, sorry. So, yeah. So I think Gaskell could become, like, the Primarchs are way stronger than what Quarks were. Others say that they were, like, ground troops. They didn't have much of their own navy and stuff. In which case, fair enough. And others say that they didn't have the psychic energy and stuff that orcs do today. And they didn't have the numbers that orcs do today. And they didn't have the regenerative capabilities that orcs do today. In which case, again, it just adds to my idea that an orc that becomes bigger and stronger to a point where it's as big as a Quark is going to be way stronger than a Quark. Because they're going to have the psychic energy, they're going to have Gork and Mork powering them up, they're going to have all the war energy and all the regenerative evolutions and capabilities that an orc has. Meaning that a Quark would be crushed quite easily. It's like you could make a human the size of a Primarch, but that doesn't mean they'll be able to fight a Primarch. Unfortunately, Eldar dwindles ever since Slanesh came. True. Even the current avatar of Cain, despite its power, is a fraction of a fractured god. We're talking a fraction of a power an older Eldar would have had. Yeah, that is true. That is true. So I guess if we relied on avatars of Cain as well, they would have been much, much stronger. Would have been easily capable of going to... That being said, an avatar of Cain today is not at a Primarch level, is it? Maybe it is. I don't think it's going to be able to fight against Gulliman and stuff. But Gulliman wouldn't... I mean, Vulcan could fight against a Primarch, partly because he couldn't die. But the Primarch struggled against them, and then we had one that could go toe-to-toe with the Emperor himself, And the Emperor himself is a kind of creature that can go toe-to-toe with gods. So, I mean, the war would have been peaceful until the war in heaven, so any gods born in the war would have been quite young and not have too much power. I think the elder gods are very different from warp entity gods. I'm not really sure about them because they have changed the law a few times. Because the Catan are the naturally occurring gods of the material realm, but it's said that the Catan fought against the likes of Fall and, you know, for other elder gods. So that suggests to me that the elder gods were maybe not just warp entities. There was something more to them. Maybe even with the power of the old ones infusing them. So, yeah. They're crafted by the elder. Although the elder misunderstand their own gods. The elder created their gods, but then they believe that the gods created the elders. So it's... I don't know. It's... I definitely don't think that an orc... I think that Gaskell, sorry, isn't becoming a quark. I think it's becoming something different that resembles a quark, but is much stronger. I think the massive orc that the Emperor fought was not a quark. I think that was, again, I think that was basically a true vessel of Gork and Mork. I think that's more accurate to what it was. Like, we always talk about Gaskell being like the avatar of Gork and Mork in a way, or becoming the avatar of them. I think the orc that the Emperor fought and struggled against, I think that was a true avatar of Gork and Mork, and had become incredibly powerful as a result. And it would have been an equivalent of the Emperor having to literally fight another demigod. And not a quark. I firmly think that. And that that orc would have been way more powerful than any quark. I think quark were incredibly powerful, mind you. I just don't think they were as powerful as those orcs and the Primarchs. I think they were just way stronger. Avatars are okay and probably vary in strength depending on the shard is used to bring forth the power. But and I guess back when the god lived, it would have been how distracted the god is. Also, there is some incredibly hard lines from, you know, the Avatars of Cain, in which it's the rage of a dead god. The rage of a dead god. I love that line. The rage of a dead god being so powerful that it brings its avatar back to life and destroys things. And I think that Cain is probably so angry in death that maybe the Avatars of Cain aren't as weak as we like to think they are, but I don't think so. If I were to resolve the Orc Quark thing, I believe that the war power is the last remnants of the true power of the Quark. Mayhap a sort of command control network now repurposed. I don't think so. There's a lot of evidence that Gork and Mork does exist. Not just evidence, it's like, I think Khorne himself might have fought against them. I think there's like, well, used to be a piece of law at least about that. There is some more modern law, where it's the prophet. You got the prophet of the war, Gaskell, but he actually, do you know his little goblin friend who's next to him and has a little banner? Yeah, he's seen Gork and Mork in one of the books, and he's often seen to be like prophetic. And some of it, and we know this because some of his prophecies line up to more prophetic orcs too. There's also been a couple of times that orcs in the books and lore have shown what they used to be like. I don't think the Quark's power is now Gork and Mork. I think that's different. Because the parts is sometimes orcs end up being possessed by like a level of intelligence that is incredibly high. There's at least one story where you've got an orc that's constantly talking in a way that is very different from the rest of the orcs. He talks more like a tech priest, but way cleverer, way more intelligent. And while the orc behind that intelligence isn't necessarily all that bright himself, it's like he's almost possessed by the previous intelligence of a croc. And sometimes you see some of the mech boys will suddenly spout lines and words that they themselves don't truly understand, and it seems to be that intelligent. I think that's what remains of the crocs. I think these spurts of intelligence and wisdom and cunningness is what the crocs used to be, or what the orcs used to be, and that's what remains of them. And I think the war power itself is what the orcs have become, and that's very different from the crocs. I think that's the orcs manifesting their own psychic energy and their sheer numbers. It's the same way that the humans made their own gods, and the Eldor made their own gods, and the Tau accidentally might have made their own god. Where you have enough numbers, and eventually it creates something. Not only that, I've heard Cupcake Conjuror is still inside the webway, even the Eldor isn't aware that the White Scar's Primarch is still lurking in the network. Some of the Eldor might not be. I think he might come back with a Harlequin. But yeah, so I got really off track there, but still. I very much think that the orcs might be coming back. Intelligent level could be the only difference between orcs and crocs. Our power difference came from more advanced tech. I mean, the more advanced tech could be... No. There is... Well, we can't be... This isn't necessarily confirmation of anything. But there is a croc in Triumph Infinite's library, effectively, his museum. And that croc is massive and has really advanced tech. Now, that croc doesn't really say anything. Like, we could believe that's just an average orc, average croc. But if that's the case, why would he keep it on display? Like, you'd think that if Triumph Infinite collected this guy eons ago, back in the War of Heaven, he must have been important. And as a result, maybe he was not average. That this croc could have not been average. Yeah. Croc network now imprints in the warp as Gork and Mark, because that's what the orcs now attribute it as. It's not like a communication network can affect the warp. Oh, hi, Shadow in the warp. Maybe. Maybe it is. Although Shadow in the warp is its own entity as well. It's literally the hive mind's brain, effectively, imprinting on the warp, rather than just a communication network. But yeah, maybe. Maybe it is. I mean, they are funguses, and fungus do have their own weird communication networks, so it could be like a psychic version of it. Maybe Tyranids are actually orcs that just evolved in a different way. I mean, you never know. But let's look. I guess this could be the, let's check. But yeah, I just don't like the idea that in the War in Heaven you just had like these Primarch and Emperor level entities just roaming around as common soldiers. I think that's a bit too daft for my liking. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. $46, $45, no, that's $54. What's 45 then? That's over there. Okay. Maybe not then, maybe. I can move that to one side and I can look at this guy. Nope. How's the trolling going? We got distracted by orcs. Maybe the Tyranids are just copyceps, but orc. Maybe. That one guy for orcs made immortal by mistakes confuses me. I happened because they thought he was dead first. If I believe can make him unkillable, why wouldn't it make sure he was killable? You know, don't trust. Orky logic is orky logic. Holy Lord, distractions happened. We went on many a tangent. We did. 44. Ow. Okay, so arm is correct. You know, actually, this would be hilarious. I want an entire squad of dudes that are just carrying goats. The Goat Hunter squad. Oh, instead of Monster Hunter, Goat Hunter. Oh, Goat Hunter. We love them. I bet I could convince an orc that I would have a GF. They would make it happen for real. To learn. I don't think even you can convince an orc of that. Whole rabbit warren of tangents. We will never see the surface again. Yeah, we ended up going on a tangent about orcs and about Winds of Magic. We went to the website for the Winds of Magic one. Because I'm like, what? Yeah. The orc thing is, there's no confirmation of anything, so all we can do is speculate. And I think that's what they want you to do. Just speculate about the war in heaven. Our ancient enemies. Oh. I also personally like to think that, you know, the Dark Age of humanity was, or technology, sorry, was equal to the War in Heaven technology. And that the Elder attempts to deny that is just literally them trying to be arrogant. And be like, no, our war was like, our time back then was great. But then you also got to remember that Elder were apparently in their prime at the same time that we were in our prime. You know, the Dark Age of technology prime. And considering they seemed relatively equal at the time. Are you making Age of Sigmar? Old World Army, square bases, Old World. We're using Age of Sigmar models though. That's for certain. Because Age of Sigmar models are cool. Oldest world, she hates circles. No, I don't hate circles. All these squares make a circle. Like all these squares here, my map's circular. It's not, it's a rectangle. But yeah, I love making tools. I love making tools. Yeah, I need to get rid of all my old world stuff built though before all my chaos stuff arrives of my Night Lord army. Get out of the way. Oh, stop splitting the chest open. You're not being tortured by Vikings. Yeah, you're worse than a Viking. Stupid troll. Rip your chest open. Okay, I think I need a leg. I need a leg up. Leg up. Okay, there's the head. I like the 2 new Cafe Dragon characters. Yo, yeah, I love the new Cafe models. I'm going to get a bunch of the models. I don't know if or when I would actually make them. But I do want the models just, one, to support them, like, yes, keep making more old world stuff. But I've just got so much other projects to get done, like my 30,000 points of Templars. How many armies do you have / plan to get? At the moment, I have the Templars. I have some Tyranids. Tyranid army's almost finished. Well, not in terms of painting, but everything else. Huh. That's not as detailed as this part. Mustn't be come out for mode properly. I like to think there's a section of a website that's been hosting the greatest death race tournament ever with Jagatai being the top dog. Honestly, the Dark Elder might be doing that. They do death races. And so do the Harlequins, I think. But yeah, we got Black Templar. We're getting Tyranids. The Black Templar are technically in 10 armies. There's 10 detachments. We're getting Night Lords because of Combat Patrol. We have an Elder army because of Combat Patrol, and it's still got a few models left to get. We're going to get Orcs via Combat Patrol, and I might get a few other Orcs. I also might convert some of my old Guardsman vehicles into Orky vehicles, looted vehicles. Of them, because I think that'll be fun. I got an Orcs and Goblins army for Old World. I got a Dwarf army for Old World, because, you know, if I needed someone to fight. I don't know, picture wacky races. Oh gosh, wacky races would be fun. We could have wacky races in Warhammer. That's where the Fex Pimp Boat is. No. That's where the Gene Stealer limousine, the Pope Mobile is too. The Gene Stealer Cult Pope Mobile, Fex Pimp Boat, and Jagatai corner of and any other vehicles you miss that were a bit wacky and weird. That's where they are, the wacky races. Also, we're getting a Gene Stealer cult army, so I take in my Gene Stealers and my Tyrannid army, and I'm putting them into the Gene Stealer cult army, again through Combat Patrol. A League of Photon army is coming through Combat Patrol, and I'm probably going to buy a Combat Patrol box to fill it out. Because I want from all of the armies I'm getting through Combat Patrol to be about 1,000 points. Night Lords will be about 2,000 points though. The World Eaters are also coming through Combat Patrol, so that's going to be fun. Is that BGM from Dragon Quest? No, it's not from Dragon Quest. It's Geoff Harvey. He makes a lot of just... It might be from Dragon Quest. He makes a lot of free-to-use music on Pixel thing. Well, not Pixel, on whatever it's called. Pixar Bay, that's it. But yeah, what else is coming through there? We had the Tyrannids, Gene Stealers, Orcs. Oh, Imperial Guardsmen. Oh yeah, I've got an Imperial Guard Surf army. So it's not an Imperial Guard army really. It's a Black Templar. It's meant to be serfs of my Black Templar, so like people who fight with them and stuff. And surf them. But it uses Death Corps of Kriegs models and lots of horses because I like the entire thing of making them all female knights. Well, not all of them, but having a whole load of female knights. But I'm going to convert the Cadian models that we get through the Combat Patrol magazine into a non-Imperial Guard army. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Like, oh, what's the word? Like a do you know where there's parts of space where humans live, but the Imperium hasn't actually reached there yet, or liberated worlds? It's one of those worlds, and they're going to be working with... We're going to have a mining corporation working with the Leagues of Photon, so it's a security force for it. That's my entire idea for it anyway. I'm thinking maybe they are an ex-Imperial world before the Black Templars come to liberate them again. Or maybe they are an Imperial world, and the world leader was working with Xenos. But either way, I like the idea that they... Imperium wants to fight them. Planetary Defense Force, basically. I'm thinking more like a security force, though, is what the army's going to be. Like for a mining corporation that is working with the Leagues of Photon. And made a deal with them. If I can imagine that happening. Need to fit the Leagues of Photon into my... Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's the miners that they had for the mining operation ended up getting corrupted by Gene Stealer cults. Which is why there's going to be a Gene Stealer cult there. So I think it'd be fun to paint from like a similar sort of army scheme and stuff. And to try and like make some similarity between them. It's head ran off! I think he used a bit too much force there. But yeah. So those are the armies. I think I want to get a Tau army. Mostly just for some cool battle suits. And I think I want to use some spare parts to convert them into like auxiliaries. But I don't want to make human auxiliaries. I want to make like Xeno auxiliaries of a Tau. Because I have some, you know, for flying Tau auxiliaries at the moment. And I kind of want to put them in the same army. So, yeah. Just one of those things. Yeah, I'm thinking I forgot those. A bunch of guys who are just goats. Carrying their goats together. That would be funny. Yeah. I'm going to make a third one as well with the other guys. So we're just going to have a goat squad. The issue with Age of Sigmar models is that they are very big. Well, some of them are. They don't want to fit next to one another in nice, neat rows. There we go. Oh, goodness. Vespids. Ah, that's it. Vespids. Goat Team 6. Goat Bros are over here. Well, I like the idea that they're all striking a pose together, you know, of the album cover for Goat Bros. 7 armies and counting up to 11, and I thought I had a lot of armies. Imperial Guard Proxy, Necrons, Nids for Fort Decay, Nighthearts and Daughters of Cain for Age of Sigmar, CIS and Clones of Star Wars. I mean, my Black Templar is technically 10 armies, because I got the first detachment of 3,000 points, the second detachment of 3,000 points, third detachment of 3,000 points, then you get to the Relic detachment, which, because I plan to get the new Heresy models coming out, is now 3,600 points. And then you've got the... yeah, you got lots of detachments here. There's 10 detachments, each one of about 3,000 points. The Scout detachment has a Titan. Yes, the Scouts have a Titan. Don't worry about it. The Recon Force. It's called a Warhound Scout Titan. So you got a lot of armies planned, but how many models do you own? Thousands. For Arc Army, it's almost completely built, and it's 5,000 points. It's 5,000.
Somebody stop her. Leave some Black Templars for the rest of us.
It's got 80 Night Goblins in it, so far built. It has 20 Hobgoblins, far built. 40 normal Goblins. 31 Big Orcs. Orc Boys, Big Uns. About 30 normal Orcs. About 5 different Warlords. It's got a massive giant form from Bone Grinder Giant. We've also got a giant Troggoth. Well, it's basically a troll giant. A bunch of chariots. 15 Goblin Wolf Riders. 2 Titans. No, 2 chariots. 3 Garguntras that are being used as bosses on chariots. We got a few dwarves built already. A few squads of thunderers and stuff like that, and a bunch of cannons. Tyranids, we have 60 normal Termagants, 22 Neurogaunts. Most of the Tyranids are built. The only thing of the Tyranids that really need building now are the 20 Gargoyles that I've not built, but there's about 3,000 points, and most of it's just normal infantry. As many models as I have hours painting, which is 2,000 hours. Pile of same just defaults into a pile. I'm not too fussed about my pile of grey, because it always used to be a pile of grey. I know, pile of grey is not a pile of shame. Pile of grey is easier to, you know, shuffle around. You know, you can display a pile of grey to some extent. Now, I need to learn how to paint quick. I don't think the orcs would be too bad to paint quickly. Because you know what orcs are like. At least these goblin things shouldn't be. I should be able to just throw lots of contrasts and washes onto them. I'm probably going to spray most of them green. Except for trolls. And the main giant. Dwarves, I have honestly no desire to paint. Because my goodness, we got so much just details going on for them. I have like 400 to 450 models and 250 to 3 of them painted. Yeah, most of my models are unpainted. We're so far trying to paint 20 Space Marines. I'll be painting them this weekend on stream. Again, getting back to painting them. I'm going to be quite too busy tomorrow to be able to paint more of them though, so that's sad. Oh, I'm doing it. No, I'm not doing it upside down. Where did they go? There we go. Yeah. Now, how many do we have painted? We painted the 5 intercessors, the captain, the marshal, or the lieutenant for marshal, for dreadnought, the carnifex, this dude, yeah, the parasite of Mortrex, 5 barbagants, 3 of the. We did 5 Stone God too, and we did 3 of the guys with big power fists, and we also did for biologists.
She says she'll be painting the 20 Marines this weekend. She will accomplish one. The website will be visited once for every unfinished Marine.
Oh no. Yeah, maybe. I got a member stream later where we're going to be making more models. I'll probably be finishing any trolls we didn't get made. And I'll try to get made, a couple of the orcs. Goblins rather. Probably won't finish them considering how long we've spent on these 3 models right now. But we should be nearly finished. Yeah, I kind of just use member stream as a way to get more done. Hello, Everchosen. Oh, can't be Everchosen. Fight him. Fight him. The rune of settings arrives. Look, Archeon was in for fantasy setting for a very long time before we finally decided to. I say let him win, force him to win because the entire community kept winning against him in their narrative campaigns. At least it's more successful than Abaddon. No, I'm not break stuff or that apocalypse stuff. You're on for break. You're on a break from all that apocalypse stuff. Yay! Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been in the hobby for... I've been in the hobby for years. I used to be in the hobby a lot as a kid. Like, when I was a little girl, I saw a white dwarf, and I was like, ah! Yeah! And then I quit the hobby for odd ages. And finally decided with VTubing, I'll get back into the hobby. And I've been having fun since then. It's been nice. I've been back in the hobby for just less than 2 years now, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. When did I start collecting models again? He's come here to control or delete the stream. We must channel the magics to stop them from succeeding. No bald vampires allowed. We aren't going through this again. Look, Manfred is a true ruiner of the setting. They tried getting rid of him like 6 times, man. We didn't want Manfred around. Not even the vampire accounts wanted Manfred around. We were happy with Conrad and Vlad and Isabella. When Games Workshop decided to bring him back from the dead and make him destroy the setting. You know? Look, I still live, so I've decided to become your issue. Nah, just kidding. How are you? How are you doing? You're not my issue. You're great. I like you being here. But hi, Bug. We're doing fine. We're giving this guy a cool hand. You need a hand. Oh, this guy needs a hand. Oh, I get it. It's meant to be like that. Okay. You go like that. I got hit by another car today. Oh, and I accidentally broke my wrist by falling a centigrade, and I'm like, what's happened to Bug? What? How are your finances managing your Warhammer? My finances are fine. Actually, no. Earlier this year, I got some really dire information. So I've had to slow down the collecting to some extent. I've also had to slow down everything else. Like a lot of the things I was doing for VTubing. Money spending. For the most part, it's not that bad. Because it's not exactly like I'm spending huge amounts of money on everything all the time. Because most of the Warhammer I bought ages ago. Like these models I got like ages ago in a... I also don't buy like directly from Games Workshop, obviously. But it's all 20% cheaper. How can it handle a purchase of a new army every other month? It's not a purchase of an army every other month. The Combat Patrol magazines I got on a subscription, and they're very good value for the models you get out of them. And that's where a lot of my models are coming from. So yeah, for armies that are planned, I only have at the moment for Black Templars, the Dark Eldar, not for Dark Eldar, for Eldar, and for Tyranids. Much of that started with, you know, the box set for Leviathan, and then buying like Leviathan stuff on eBay, so it was cheaper. Oh yeah, we got the Night Lords now, and they finally came in for Combat Patrol magazine. I like to think Bug Statement happened back to back immediately, but was hit by cars and flying into a graveyard. Got up in days and fell into a fresh, your little sword, to be honest. Oh, how did all of that happen? Truly, here's the horrors of the world. It's just as fun, the screech and the apocalyptic fury. Manfred! No, he's the Erebus of the Warhammer world, if I'm entirely honest. It's Manfred. Like, Horus... Abaddon is basic... Not Abaddon. Archaon is basically... Well, he's an Abaddon of a setting. And you can imagine maybe a bit of a Horus of a setting. But no. Manfred is effectively the Erebus of a setting. No one likes Manfred anymore. To be fair, people didn't like Manfred a lot beforehand, other than he was a really cool character in terms of, you know, like, if you wanted a powerful model on your side. Powerful named character, get Manfred. But yeah, the guy thinks he's better than Nagash. And he's not. The guy is a wannabe weakling. He's not weak, he's just nowhere near as powerful as he likes to think himself as. And then throws a hissy fit when he's proven wrong. Abaddon wishes he was cool as Archaon. Abby doesn't even have a cool horse. Well, dragon now. Yeah, Abaddon also didn't succeed in his... Abaddon's 13th Crusade, yeah, it did a bit of damage. He got absolutely destroyed in all the narrative campaigns, so they had to once again, you know, cheat the system a little bit. But yeah, he failed at, like, everything. He kind of won a little bit. Oh, powerful named character, get Nagash. Yes, that model, your centerpiece, is dead now. Oh. Yeah. It's all very weird. It's all very weird. Abby is supposed to child of falling upwards. Yeah, I do like how, you know, they rechanged the lore a little bit. You know, all his other 12 Crusades weren't failures. No. They were just things working toward... Like, they were just all part of his goal to win in the 30th Crusade, even though technically he never won. He just did a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Oh, wait a minute, he split the galaxy in half. Get flex tape. Gulliman, get some flex. We need Rogol Dawn to come back with a roll of flex tape. Fix up the galaxy. You know what I want them to really, really do? It's like them to release a plan for how to fix the galaxy, right? And it's called like the Flux Lorative. I don't know, you can name it whatever you want. Give it a bunch of Latin things. But I just really want it to be flex tape. I want it to be an whatever it's called, antonym. An acronym for flex tape. Or it to be with, or like flux to be a main word for it, and from to describe it as like taping something together, which leads to a flux tape. It's like, yes, yes.
Abaddon in the anime, all according to Keikaku. Editor's note, Keikaku means plan.
Abaddon fails at every crusade, finds a tiny victory in each one, and claims it's part of a master plan, yes. Although one of them I was reading, it's like, where's the victory in this one? How did this one actually help you? Like, yes, destroying pylons that no one knows what they do, that could have stopped you. Yes, I get it. But randomly fighting to a point where you lose half of your legion? I don't understand that one. What did you actually get out of it? Because they didn't rewrite all of the lore. They rewrote a little bit of it to try and make Abaddon seem a bit, you know, cooler. Because that's the thing about Archaon. He seems so cool because he led the 13th invasion. He didn't need the previous 12. That was just other people. And who all failed. Like, each time they weakened and affected the mortal realm, yes. But they did all fail. It's he who, with the 13th, won. Abaddon, on the other hand, led 12 invasions that all failed. Yes, throwing away a planet destroyer weapon just to rake out one planet. The planet destroying weapon was basically already dead anyway, so... It's... Oh gosh, there's a lot of stuff going on outside. Just give me a moment. I want to just look to make sure I don't need to close windows or window cleaners. Okay, no, it's the gardeners across the road. I closed one of my windows. As a disciple of Sinch with no master plan, just kept looking out. Even Sinch is baffled by how he keeps pulling it off. Actually, he's scared. He's scared. Bets on her dad. No, it's not my father. It's across
Bets on her dad is mowing the lawn again.
It's the neighbours. It's the neighbours mowing their lawns. Actually, it's not the neighbours mowing their lawns. It's gardeners who were hired by the neighbours to mow their lawns. And to use a weed whacker. Oh my goodness, no wonder they're always worried about finances over there. This week, crashing a Blackstone fortress into Cadia seems more like he was having a tantrum because he was losing a battle troop. I mean, it succeeded. Throwing your toys out for pram. I mean, to be fair, it worked, and his goal was to beat... I like the fact that his goal was to beat Cadia. He couldn't win, and he was getting destroyed in space as well. So he did the only thing he had left, which was, if I can't beat it, I should destroy it, and either way, that works. But I also like the fact that when he did that, it didn't destroy the guy. I like how the fact that now they talk about Imperial Nihilus, but it's being reconnected. It's like, yeah. He did succeed in seriously damaging the Imperium, but then the Imperium responded by going, do you know where we've not progressed technology for about 10,000 years? And then Abaddon's like, yeah. Where we've decided to seek progress. It's like, what? We're also unleashing the Primaris Marines, and we're unleashing Carl. We got a Carl over here. I gotta just call him Carl because I always mess his name up. We got Carl over here. Yeah, he's been wanting to like make advanced technology for years, like graph engines, and yeah, we're gonna let him do it. We're letting him. I did know about Primarch who was asleep. Yeah, for Eldar have been pestering us to help to let us heal him. Yeah, we got to do it. I love that response. It's like, yeah, we spent 10,000 years not progressing at all, but now it looks like we're about to die. So, you know what? Progress time. Progress. We're making a new Lehman Russ. We're making a new tank named after Dawn. You know, the person who's it makes sense to name a tank after. To be fair, the cicatrix does really limit travel between both sides. That's why places like Neckham and Gauntlet are such hot zones. True, true. But I do like how the Imperium's response to, you know, the world-ending calamity is just to get... it's just literally just to get good. It's like, hey, what you gotta do now? Imperium's like, get good. Get good. Like, imagine being Abaddon. It's like, my master plan. Now all I need to do is push a little bit harder, but I need some time to recover now. That was a really bad war. And then it's like, oh, wait. It's like Gunnerman over there. Is that Graph tanks? Are the Imperium working with Xenos? What? And then it's like, sir, a second Primarch hit for Tower. A second Primarch hit for Rift. It's like, why are those Marines so big? It's like, okay, at least the Guardsmen aren't getting... It's our new hat. What do you mean you managed to figure out that flat armor is bad and now you're rounding out your armors? Abaddon just ruined our feast of the Blood Angels. Get him. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing the Tyranids attacking. That wasn't Abaddon though. No, that was, what's his name? Angron. He basically helped two Primarchs to return, for Custodes to be let loose into the galaxy and a new Eldar god to be born. Yep. Yep. The Imperium is a stagnant rotting corpse. Now it's just sleeping. Now it's waking up. I guess we're here putting a WW2 America. I do love that. I do love the new models as well that came from it all. I love our Primaris. The Imperium is still quite stagnant. But yeah, I think it's actually something that happened to Rome a couple of times though, where it, you know, went very stagnant, very... started going backwards instead of progressing, but then major threats happened and they actually got their butts into act gear. I mean, in many regards, actually, you can see this as, you know, the collapse of the Roman Empire. Very much so. Do you know where it collapsed into two halves? And the eastern half actually really progressed quite heavily, while the western half kind of devolved. So I think it's actually very in keeping with the entire lore that things happened the way it did. It's very, very in keeping, actually. The entire rise of effectively Christianity, then the fall of the Empire, and the splitting. I mean, the Eastern Roman Empire did eventually degrade and fall again, but for a little bit, actually really got its butts into action. At one point, they almost managed to reconquer the Roman Empire. Or they got very close until they decided to stab their new commander in the back, who was conquering everything. Because of the fall of Cadia, the synapse broke off and it took 6 days to recover the synapse, but that was enough time for Blood Angels to hit back. We really were going to get a real win. Oh, was that the case? I knew that Angron appeared to stop the Tyranids. I forgot about the entire synapse thing, yeah. The Imperium isn't stagnant, it's just so big and unwieldy, it looks like it. It moves in slow motion. Every aspect of it is like that. It kind of is, but I think the best way to think of the Imperium is it's a massive bloated whale. That... Maybe not a whale, a massive bloated lobster. That's a good way of looking at it. And parts of it are rotting, or like a crab, that kind of thing. And parts of it are very much rotting and falling apart. And it's moving in slow motion, trying to get rid of its shell. While its shell still clings to it. And it needs to get rid of its old shell so it can recover and regrow a new shell and get the rotting parts of its body out the way. Because it's like a crab that's very much like its shell's too small for it. It can very much like, and like lobsters and stuff, they can start getting like these rotting parts. But if those parts get cut away before it can shed, or like as it's shedding, it can regrow and reclaim some parts. I think that's a good analogy of what happened when Abaddon came in and just split the galaxy in half and the Imperium in half. He effectively split the shell in half, allowing the crab to start shedding, or the lobster to start shedding the shell. And once it did, it revealed all sorts of new shiny stuff. And that left it vulnerable at the same time, without its old shell there, but now it's growing a newer, better shell. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Nah, it's fine. The Blood Angels are still suffering PTSD from us bugs. I'm fine taking L's as a Tyranid enjoyer, just because no one ever survives unscathed. I think being a Tyranid enjoyer is recognizing that you're not allowed a proper win. It's similar to being an Orc enjoyer in that regard. Orcs sometimes get their win, but it always ends up being a loss as well. Like Gaskell Thacker isn't allowed his win. He's not allowed to win at these places. He's allowed to get some sort of wins. He's allowed to really damage up the foe. He's allowed to call off his attacks and stuff, but he's not allowed to... Seriously, and similar with Chaos, actually. It's very hard for anyone to actually get their true wins because no one's allowed their wins. For the bugs, it's an even bigger issue, though, because if you do get your win, all it does is make you stronger. Other factions are allowed a win because they can be so hampered by... They're allowed Pyrrhic victories, that's the thing about them. Like, the Blood Angels managed to beat back the Tyranids, but it was a very Pyrrhic victory. The Ultramarines beat back the Tyranids, but it was a Pyrrhic victory. The Tau beat back the Gene Stealers, but not Gene Stealers, the Tyranids, but it was again a Pyrrhic victory. It's... No one's allowed the victories. I think the only one who's actually been allowed victories is the Tau. Like, true victories. The Tau managed to reclaim a bunch of roads and stuff. It was a Pyrrhic victory against the Imperium, but they did actually win. But that's partly because if the Tau lose, then the Tau Empire is effectively wiped out because it's so small. Like, if Imperium won against the Tau, then the Tau would have just vanished. The Imperium would have just continued its crusade into them. It would have become a dying race rather than a growing race. As a Tyranids player, I get to enjoy impossibly large battles of untold terror and nom 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 food. Yuck! It's... I don't know about the... Yeah, I don't think as a because I enjoy my Tyranids. I definitely... Oh gosh, sorry, I'm just looking at a piece here. Should be piece 63, not piece 62. Okay, no, I'm guessing that's the correct one. Like, nah. Even Abaddon's victory wasn't even a proper victory. It's... But yeah, Tyranids definitely can't even get Pyrrhic victories. Actually, no. Oh, they did get one victory, and it was the Octavius sector, whatever it's called. Octave. Whatever the sector. Do you know if they're fighting for orcs? Tyranny's actually got a victory there. That's nice. It was again a relatively Pyrrhic victory, I think, though. At least personally, I like to think of it as a Pyrrhic victory. I know others might not like to think of it that way, though. Octavius. Yeah, Octavius. That's it, not Octavius. Because I like to think that the Tyranids spent more biomass than they actually got out of it. Like, especially since they were destroyed down to just some ground forces on a planet. Like, the entire fleet was destroyed at one point. And then the orcs were constantly using burning tactics and destroying biomass. And, what's it called? And, like, they'd even burn areas that they thought were being lost. So, deny the Tyranids biomass. So while the Tyranids would have regained a lot of biomass, I'm not sure that they would have gained in total from it. I think they became more powerful though, and the Tyranids are going to be lower numbers. Octavius sector, in the immortal words of Inquisitor Krypton, the risk was calculated, but man, am I bad at math. Now, I think the risk was... as much as... I don't know. It seems like it worked out, looking at it. Like... it kept the orcs and Tyranids busy for years and distracted for literal years. It left them in significantly weakened positions during that entire time. And... so on, so... could not have been that bad, could have it? Your head's being split in half. What the heck? I've heard of a bad headache or splitting headache, but you've got a really bad case. Yeah, because reading through it, it doesn't feel like the Tyranids gained a hell of a lot. Other than, you know, new biomass, new evolutions. They gained new biomass and new evolutions. I think that's a great strength it gave the Tyranids. But and a new high fleet, well, I say a new high fleet. A high fleet still existing there in itself is just a danger. I'm just waiting for a Tyranid planet to awaken and start nom-nomming solar systems whole. Yeah. There's a lot of random lore with Tyranids. I like how this guy just seems like completely shocked that he's like in the middle of a battlefield. He's like, what? What? We're going to what? I thought we're just going to have food. I was meant to bring a weapon. Oh no! My hands are the weapon. Look at them hands. Look at them sharp claws. Do you know about the Tyranid dominatrix? Do you mean for Neurolictor? The way some people go on about it, you think that's a dominatrix. Oh, goodness. But we got more of that guts. I had these for months, and I've not opened them. Oh yeah, if you're wondering where I get all my why I've got the money to spend on Warhammer, I don't drink. I live with parents, although I do pay rent, so... and I don't really have anything else to spend a lot of money on. I only buy games in the sales, and even then, not many. Warhammer is my major expense. And VTubing, actually. I also had quite a bit saved up, so that helps. From writing. Yeah, 3 new bases. Don't need them. We got square bases. No, for the official Tyranid Dominatrix and Warhammer. I've not seen that, no. Post on the Discord! Okay, so we want Troll Boy at the Goat Boy. And we just had to make sure we're not using the same body and legs twice for them. So I think that'll be number 1. And number 2. Yeah, won't be using the same body and legs again with number 1 and number 2. I'm currently not on Discord, but BRB. Oh, okay, I'll Google it. I'll Google it. I won't be able to show it on stream easily, but Tyranid Dominatrix images. Is the Tyranids non-queen? Oh gosh, that's a cool model. I think that's the model someone made. Is that the epic version? Ah, here we go. That's the epic version. Open image in new tab. Yeah, okay. I can show you guys. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. That's a Tyranid Dominatrix from Epic. That's around a Titan-sized model. Pretty cool. It looks like it's got a little baby Tyranid on top. Look at that. Look at that. There were some cool models over here that people made. Open link in new tab. Not link. Open image in new tab. How do I open the image? I don't want... Open image in new tab. There we go. This is pretty cool. I think that's like a fan-made model or something. Yeah. I like it. Basically just a Titan-sized artillery piece. Oops. Gotta be careful. These clippers are very thin with the metal. Yeah. I don't know. I like it when everyone, when they get victories, is always a Pyrrhic victory. It keeps the settlement, what else I wanted to say? Not settlement. The setting, there we go. It keeps the setting very whatever. On, you know, stagnant. Like how you expect Warhammer to be in general. But that's also why I like it when doing like Eldar. Get something, some sort of major victory. Or like... So I like it when you start getting one side, if they start to like win in the law or get some big stuff, where it starts to make the setting feel less like it can be stagnant. Where one side's getting too much of an upper hand. I like it then when others start getting their victories. Like, Chaos got too much of an upper hand, so the Imperium had to have its own victories. With the Primaris and stuff, but then the Tyranids kind of ruined that with all of their stuff. But in a way, it still brought everything back to just where everything was to begin with. Like, the Blood Angels took some significant damage, but thankfully we're bringing the Primaris anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it, for the Blood Angels? Well, it does, but it meant the Blood Angels weren't destroyed, and then he had Angon appearing. Abaddon managed to split the galaxy in half, but he took such big damage doing it that he can't really exploit it too easily. And for other members of Chaos, a bit too disordered to fully take advantage of it either. The Imperium got Gulliman back and the Primaris. The Eldar ended up getting one of their gods back. And started to regrow and gain power. Especially with working with the Dark Eldar. The Tyranids evolved even more. Oh no, it's all pretty fun to me. This idea of... That being said, the Orcs haven't gotten anything, have they, in a while? The last law I know about for Orcs, the last two pieces of law rather, is that one of the major Orc kingdoms, or empires, was destroyed by the Tyranids, and Gaskel Thraka is on his way to punch Angron in the mouth. And the Black Templar were going to go off and finish off Gaskel, but Gulliman was like, nah, don't do that, bruv. Don't do that. We need you. We need you to help fight against the tides of chaos. So I think that... Have they had any major wins recently, actually? I'm not sure. I'm not actually looked up too much Orc lore. I'm going to have to look it up. Because I know that you had the reintroduction of a Beast Snagger, so I wonder if that introduced some new laws. Not laws, some new law for them, where they got some good victories in. I mean, they lost to Armageddon. They didn't have a massive war, but they still ultimately lost. Twice. Seriously, have we won anything? I'm back. I posted a picture of it in chat. Oh, yeah, I showed it on the stream too. Oh, you came in through for Discord. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I have arrived to notify about the Tyranid Dominatrix. Yeah, big old artillery piece. A big old artillery piece. That's like Titan size. You know, now I'm going to have to build that model. I'm joking, I'm not going to build that model. I'm kind of tempted to maybe one day, if I ever get like a proper office and workshop from a Warhammer, to get a Hierophant Titan. Although, to be honest, I'm more tempted by the old model, the old Titan that they had. That looks a bit like the Flying Titan that they still have. No, just an artillery. It's a god of biomass. And it's like 50 to 60 meters tall. Yeah, it's like a Titan. The Hierophant is 30 meters tall. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be a goat. This is gonna be one of the goat boys. I don't know what your other hand's gonna be. I like him. He's just got nothing. Like everyone else says, he's got a stone and a goat to fight with. He's got a big old mace and a goat. He's got a big old dwarf face. He's got two big old clubs. He's got a big old axe. And a goblin. He's got nothing. He's got his hands. He's got his hands. Okay, we got to get the goat done. We got to get the goat. The lovely, lovely goat. The lovely, lovely boat. The lovely, lovely goat who loves the boat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Go. Sorry. Oh, hi, Tony! I literally made a Tyranid mem list with 1 hard Herodon and Hierophant, aka 1,420 points of Forge World Titans. Oh! Did you win anything? I know newer players would struggle against that and certain lists. But what am I doing? What else I gotta do? I need to find... What was the old Tyranid called? Oh, wait. Kill Luke... Oh, kill Luke Picard. Luke Picard's out now. New episode. Oh! Armies of Middle-earth. Designers, notes, and army list. Oh. No. Oh, what's it called? Do you know the old Titan? It was like about this big, I guess. And it was like really long. Had a tail that went... And then it had a big old head that was like fused into its body. And it had 4 really big talons. I can't remember that Titan. I think it began with a H, like a Hydrule or something like that. I'm looking at pieces and parts right now. I like the head pats, Bob. I haven't played it because I still haven't bought them. I've set my eyes on them, but proxies. Because I actually don't hate myself. Yeah, I kind of want to buy the official Hierophant Titan. But for some of the proxies do look really cool. If I ever buy it, it'll be like in the far future. When I'm a super popular VTuber who has the billions in the bank. How did this go? I don't think this went here at all, actually. I think this went with... These... Is it 49? Yeah, maybe. The proxies are basically a 4 for price and 10 times better to work with. No brainer, yeah. Well, there's a special place in my heart for the original. So... Like, I remember wanting the original when I was a little kid, and it's like... I don't want to betray the little kid that really wants it and still wants it. Okay, these 2 bits do not go together, do they? What makes you think that? because they don't fit. $47, $49. Oh, 49 goes over there. Oops. What the hell is piece number 46? Do, 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 do. 32, 51. $38, $39, $53. I was reading upside down without even realizing it. 24, 26, 20, 19, 23, 48, 41, 43, 42, 27, 40. That's not the correct side. Oh, I won 10,000, but you spent 15,000 getting that win. Question, what was the thing about being in a 1984 totalitarian society? What thing? What thing? Oh, do you mean in the rules? Oh, that was just a joke. That was just a joke. Everyone used to be like, oh, it's 1984. It's 1984. That when we're creating the server. Because, you know, you have rules on your server. So we're like, this is not a democracy. We live in a totalitarian society. It's 1984 on this server and always will be. Yeah. I forgot about that completely. Now, I just when I was starting the server and I was putting rules in place, people were like, oh. Oh, look, I literally thought you had this whole world filled with lore. Okay, we do have Cuptopia, right? We have Cuptopia. And Cuptopia is an autocracy. Join the autocracy. Actually, if you look at my old debuts and stuff and my old lore videos, sometimes I do bring up a Cuptopia autocracy. But yeah. The cupcakes live in Cuptopia, which is an autocracy ruled over by me. If you don't know what an autocracy is, every form of dictatorship and monarchy is at its core an autocracy, ruled over by an autarch. And that's what we are. There we go. Yeah. These trolls are not easy to keep together. So I was saying you are God. I'm not God. People keep saying I'm a god, but it's not true. I'm not a primal being. I'm not a warp entity. I have existed since beyond the bounds of time. No, I exist beyond the bounds of time and reality. I conjure my... Well, yeah, part of my lore is I can conjure myself into existence, as well as just cupcakes. So if anything were to happen to me, it's fine, because I can just conjure myself back whenever I want. And as a result, I existed in 1920s after I existed now. And the cup boss law is that I run a 1920s cola prohibition. Yeah, but it's a different world. Cola prohibition is going on. But I sell cola and make it and manufacture it for fictional 1920s cola prohibition. 101 dictatorships, that's monarchy. I'm a god, or God put me as your leader. No, 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 no. I'm just all powerful. If you want a god as your ruler, find a better god. Oh. Ba, 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 ba. Cupcake law is very complicated and very crazy. Oh, cutting this apart. It's going well. Yeah, okay, we got these two pieces. They come together. Oh, I need to clean up the sprue pieces here. At least these god clippers make this way easier. God hand. God hand, the hand of God. Oh no, I am a god. These clippers are the gunpla clippers, that, you know, god hand ones. They're very, very, very good. My friend who helped me make my computer, oh, not upgrade my computer, when he needed something to clip the things holding the wires together. I was like, oh my goodness, why do I keep getting notifications? Uber Eats. Yeah, I gave him this thing to like cut the... What do we call the plastic hoops that I think used to get on for wires? I don't know. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. These clippers are amazing. I'm like, yeah, they better be amazing for that price. Torso. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Well, I'm a cyborg commander of a space warship representing a human union. Empire of an alternative reality, 400 years in the future. 400 years! We're gonna have space travel! What? I knew that. I was there, definitely. VTuber law is always crazy. Cyborg commander of a space warship. Oh. Why are you a cyborg? What happened to you that you became a cyborg? I'm tired. Oh goodness. Okay, we'll finish this dude. We'll finish this dude. Okay, I have to make him somewhat unique. So... Could replace the head of that thing. I could replace an entire hand. Yeah, there's a hand of a rock. Now the easiest thing to do would be to replace this hammer with a different hammer. Yeah, come far away so then I can like get something onto first. Maybe a bunch of spears. Oh, a bunch of goblin spears might be fun actually. Well, the third Iodine War happened. The third Iodine War. Oh. Okay, but we could have them all in the same position or use some green stuff to straighten the arm out. I hate gluing these chest pieces together. Lost half my face, all my limbs, and half the... You Robocop! The Admiral! Robocop! Okay, if we do that, that will just leave us with the same type of hand. But if we instead, what do we want to do? So that's the type of hand there that it wants me to use. If we cut pieces away, get some green stuff. Yeah, let's get some green stuff. Robotics are common in the 2-400s. Oh. What about AI? Did we win the war against AI? Or have we fallen to abominable intelligence? Oh. And was this war against aliens? Or is this war against, you know, other humans? Do you have faster than light space travel in 400 years? Or is it just like space empires having to use more real world travels? Or more relativistic travel? Oh. God hand. Oh, it says God hand on them. Oh. Made in Japan. Made in Japan are these things. Oh. Okay, I've got my green stuff. I've got green stuff. But I'm still scrimping it. Scrumping it. There, stop sticking. Stop sticking. I've got it. I've got it. I think. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Squishy, squishy, squish. Okay, it might be a bit too much green stuff, but you know, we might be able to use more for other trolls. Okay, actually, let's cut this to give us a bit more range of motion that we can choose from. And then we can scribbly squish this into here. Like that. We could just make his arm get cut in half. Well, 2030, the space race happened, which led to WW3. 2040-ish, and the AI war, which wiped out a lot of documented information in 2076. So in our lifetimes. That's sad. That's sad. I don't think there's a space race happening though anytime soon. Unfortunately. Uh... The Nordics are nothing. What do you mean the Nordics? No, the Nordics definitely should have won the space race. If they didn't, I'm calling hats. And the AI war. You think AI can beat a Scandinavian? You think a Finnish sniper can be beaten by any Dawn robot? Nah. The Finns are too strong. The Finns are too strong, I say. They'll go off fighting on those robots. The next 200 years are not planned out, and what I say is still being worked on. Without the Nordics, how are you going to have space Vikings? You need to keep them around for space fight. Everyone loves space wolves. Definitely no one who's ever complained about space wolves in the 40k setting. That's a lie, by the way. Plenty of people have and still do. For some reason. And we squeeze it back down. Red and wrinkles over there. Okay, we can't do it that way actually, because we need these things to overlap a little. Okay. There we go. We go down to here. Get your muscles in line. Okay, these tools are definitely still not great. Not biggest going to recommend them a lot, but they do still help out. Nope, I don't want to cut it. I want to flatten it out. There we go. Stick into my glove. That's fine, I'm not exactly done detail here. I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry before I can do any carving in of stuff. I'm sturdy enough to not fall apart. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough. Maybe. No, I need this one now. Just to get that muscle back into there, get some definition. That's better. Yeah. Get muscle back into there. Yeah. How have we got some? Where did I put the rest of the? There it is. Your hand. How's your hand looking? Let's get. Oh gosh, I don't want to ruin what we've just done here. Oh, I just dropped a bit of green stuff. Where'd it go? Oh, whatever. Bag it up later. green stuff are beloved. You just get into that gap. You're a gap filler this time now. There we go. Scrape away the excess. Wrap it all up. Get into that joint. Wiping out most of previous information is mostly to have a clean slate without a modern day politics. Personally, I'd probably push the date forward a bit more when it comes to that sort of setting. Or do you know, have it so that there's no confirmed date of when it is? Like, give hints to when it could potentially be. But if you want that sort of clean slate, push the date a bit so it's later. Take away the fact that there was a war that wiped out a lot of information. And then just have people not really aware of what came before. So that way you don't really need to have the idea of like, at this date in 5 years' time, something happened. No, it's like, maybe something did, maybe something didn't. Maybe there was a space race 200 years in the future. Maybe the setting is only 200 years in the future. I rejoined stream. The ad was the Tacticus ad that Cupcake adores. Screamer Killer is done with your shenanigans, Mr. Marine. I love that so much. I was really sad. I got a Tacticus ad the other day, right? And it didn't have that clip in it. They cut it out. I was like, what? No. No, I had to write to them and say, bring it back. And then they were like, there's multiple ads. Cupcake. There's multiple ads. Not all of them have it in. It's like, all of them need it in. All of them do. Okay, there we go. We've fixed up his wrist, so, you know, it doesn't look as stupid. It does look stupid in grey because it's not painted yet. If they think about making a big old joint out of green stuff, is that sometimes the joint moves and it completely messes up your green stuff work. That's partly my own fault. I did knock it with a model. But it's already drying to be a bit tougher, so that's good. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm just going to find a piece of something. Oh, I got the Heresy ad the other day too. I was like, oh my goodness. I watched the entire ad in full pretty much. Okay, what do I want? Oh, I could have him holding like a bone. Oh, that would be cool actually. Yeah, have him holding this tusk. I spent most of my work time on active time settings to 400. I like the rule of cool, but I want the world to be more grounded, aka leaning. Yeah. You can have it leaning towards real physics. But the issue with putting down a date is even if you do have that sort of thing in, is it starts bringing up more questions. You can give, one of the things I like is you can give them, actually this is what Games Workshop does to some extent actually. There's a specific date in the setting that they use, but it's not necessarily accurate. So we like 40k apparently is set in the 41st millennium, and they refer to it as the 41st millennium. But then you get other references, and it's like, Are they certain it's actually for 41st millennium? But it's a bit like us. We often talk about, you know, for year 2000, but that's not technically accurate, you know, 2025 and the millennium and stuff. It's like, no, our date system starts at like 400 years after the supposed time that we put our start date at. And looking back on it, it's probably not very accurate. So if his entire thing off is set around the year 2025, but we're a few years off at the very least. Yeah, they say the year within the millennium, and then the millennium, and I find that funny. That they might actually have the year wrong. Just don't forget, they had to create like a whole new timeline, didn't they? Once they brought, once the Emperor recreated everything. It's a bit like the creation of our timeline in real life, the Georgian calendar. It's called Georgian calendar, isn't it? Whatever calendar it's called. The calendar we use today is not entirely accurate to when we claim our start date was of it. But we use it because it's now become relatively universal and easy to understand. Yeah. I gave him a dagger. I gave a dagger to a troll. Yeah. Still working out, and my focus is currently more for space fight. For space Vikings! Yick! Hey! You can have space Vikings, so just be space pirates. Which are very realistic. Because we still have pirates today. Oh, you could have Vikings, right, in a setting that's, you know, meant to be more grounded and realistic. But they found like a whole bunch of old, you know, books, maybe like physical books about Vikings and stuff. And they're very inspired by it. Oh, well, that's not necessarily grounded either. Depends how you write it, actually. I do appreciate that one of Girlyman's first thing on his to-do list was sort out the bloody calendar, because he's not sure if the timeline of events he was getting was lining up right. Yeah, it doesn't. One of the fun things I like about the Black Templar is that people were always like, apparently there's 6,000 Black Templars. I'm like, okay, here's a timeline of events that happened and where the Black Templars were and the numbers that they apparently put down. So we know that there's apparently 3 crusades going on right now, and here's actually where they are. But the Black Templars also appeared here, 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 and here, all within the same sort of time period, and the distances between them mean that they couldn't have necessarily all come from the same places, meaning there's at least about 12,000 Black Templars around. And that was years ago when I was doing that sort of thing. That was back way before Gulliman came back. It's like, and maybe the times are inaccurate because, you know, different writers aren't necessarily communicating very well with one another and keeping up with one another's work, but still. But anyway, I am going to leave this green stuff to dry, and on the stream that's going to be in 2 hours. Oh goodness, I've got to eat food before then. But yeah, we're going to have a stream in 2 hours. That's a member stream. So if you're a member, you can come along. Yeah, love her. There are groups that live on a winter death world. And they hunt weird creatures, monsters to use their bones to make their weapons and gear using creature skulls of their helmets. That could be cool, actually. No, you stinky. What do you mean I'm stinky? I'm not stinky. No. But big enough hearts to you all. We got stinky goobers over here. Look at his stinky old troll goober. Look how stinky he is with his goat hanging on his shoulder. Oh, but yeah, I am tired. I need food. I'm going to be streaming again in a couple of hours, so be there. Be there, be square. I'm not really any different on member streams. There's no reason to be a member. I'm sorry. Oh no, what am I going to do? I need to make my lore video. I'm going to work on that. I wanted to work on it yesterday, but I was really, really ill after the stream yesterday. Well, actually, I ate some food because I was feeling travel sick, and then I was super ill after the food. I was like, oh no. Oh no. But anyway, yeah. Goodbye. Wait. Do we have anybody who's live right now? Raya is live. Oh, I think she's collabing. Yeah, she's collabing. So let's leave those two to just do the do. So let's say bye-bye to everybody. I love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot. It's important. And, take care of yourselves. Be kind to others and vice versa. Work hard, play harder. Eat good food, sleep well. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat cupcakes. They're friends, not food. Bye-bye. I hurt my knuckles. Love you all. Yeah.